Welcome back to Free Plugin Friday. It has been too long. I've been away for Christmas and New Year's and haven't been able to make any videos. I was hoping I'd get enough to kind of go through the last 2 weeks, but after New Year's I did not have any videos, unfortunately. But we're back and we've got a lot planned as far as videos go for 2021. So I hope you had good Christmas, New Year break, or if you didn't have a break, whatever. I hope you had an enjoyable time. But now it's 2021, so let's get back into Free Plugin Friday. Now today, this plugin isn't free forever, it's a limited time only free plugin, and it's the Ampeg SVT-VR Classic by Brainworx as part of Plugin Alliance. That's a lot of things. But basically, you jump in the link below on Plugin Alliance. I think you have until February the 19th. To grab this plugin, and then after that it goes back to being $49.95. Well, basically it's a code that drops it from $49.95 down to nothing. So that's what we're going to look at today. So yeah, it's free at the moment, but it's not going to be free forever. I will change the title of this video once it gets back to its normal price. Now we're going to see if it's worth it for free plugin and if it's kind of worth it for a paid plugin. So I'm using my very cheap Harley Benton guitar. Now I will preface this review saying I am not a very good bass player. I'm a guitarist, I'm a terrible bass player. But this is about the amp, not about how good I am at bass. But basically this bass guitar is a fairly cheap guitar with cheap Chinese pickups in it, but I have used it for a bit of recording. Now it does need a little bit of work as over summer I've been away. The neck's a little bit out, but I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible so that you guys could check this plugin out if you haven't already. So what we're going to do is go through some of the things, play bass, and then at the end we're going to try it on some DI tracks in a song. It's going to be Animal by The Last Dandelion, which is my band, the song that's currently out at the moment. But we're going to have a look how it stacks up in there with a few different sounds. So let's quickly look at the features. As always, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. I'm nearly at 2K subscribers, so that'd be awesome to hit that target soon. Anyway, we have an Ampeg. It is very much what it says. It's based on the very original Ampegs, I believe, before the classic black ones everyone knows. Now, these had two different models, I believe. With 2 channels. I've only used the reissues that have 2 channels, but this is one of the channels. I think this was makes it cheaper or able to be free with the code because it doesn't have the both channels of the higher end model, which is like $250. But you still have a lot of options. So you've got a bright and normal input. The bright is like most 60s amps. It basically has a capacitor that drops off the low end, so it makes it brighter. But it also makes it less bassy is really what it does. And you got normal input. You have volume, treble, and bass, so no mid control, but you have the ultra high and ultra low, which is kind of not a secret, but sort of a secret to part of the Ampeg sound. It's really, really cool. Then you have the power switch. You also have a cabinet section, which allows you to change the input gain. Power soak is really the master volume, and it comes with 2 different cabinets. Or you can go empty and then use your own IR loader and use your own cabinet IRs, which is really cool. These cabinet IRs actually sound pretty good, but if you want to use your own ones. So what's this? It's basically the classic fridge, everyone's favorite Ampeg sound, and then a 410 mixed with a 1x15, which is a really cool, I guess more modern, even though, you know, it's been around for years, but it has a little bit of a more clarity, more scooped. It's a little bit of a different sound. I think because the 115's possibly ported, you've got different low end as well. So we're going to leave it on the 8x10 because that's the classic Ampeg sound for now. Zero out the controls. Can we zero them out? Let's just go to 12 o'clock. Turn this on and off. And have a listen. Let's start off with the 2 inputs. We'll start messing around. So I'm going to use my fingers for a lot of this because players do, but I am also going to use my pick if I remember where I put it. Because I'm better at playing picked bass. And it's also a part of the sound. It has a lot more attack, so you want to see how it responds with the pick. So we're going to mainly be playing on this pickup here, which is basically your P bass pickup. This also has jazz bass pickups. For some of the sounds, we'll blend them together. So let's start with this. So this is kind of what it sounds like off. This is my DI tone. Okay, 12 o'clock, everything on the bright channel. Let's add a little bit more volume. That was a lot of accidental notes. So straight away, you've got some of that Ampeg flavor. It's a little bit, removes some of the kind of chalky mids as this nice kind of thump and this nice kind of high end. So let's compare the bright and normal inputs. I don't know what to play. Let's just play something a bit more. To the normal input, you can hear that bass kind of come up, a little bit more volume too. Bit more of a vintage sound, I guess. Bright. So let's go to the normal, see if we can get more of that treble in there. Let's add a little bit more treble. Turn it down. Back to the bright. So it's not really just a treble and bass thing, it has a different EQ curve altogether. I think we're going to stay on the bright. The normal is probably good if you've got a really, really bright bass or you're going for a jazzier kind of warm tone. Bass players that like to roll off their tone control might like the normal channel. I like a bit more of an aggressive sound, so we're going to stay on the bright and let's have a look at the EQ curves. Treble, all the way down. Oh, that's got that clank, that classic Ampeg clank. Go all the way up. Got a little bit of increase in noise as we're really boosting the treble there. Okay, let's back that off a little bit and let's look at the bass. Still on both pickups, put it back to middle. Let's go all the way up. Well, let's go 3/4. Oh, that's really starting to get fat there. Oh, that's your dub stuff. So if we go to the normal input maybe, then you could probably, let's just try just the thing, just this P-bass pickup. Let's kind of see what we can do there. It's a bit loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. Maybe bring down power stroke section a little bit. Thinking I'm in drop D, but I'm not, because I've been playing my guitars in drop D. Yeah, cool. So that's that kind of dubby thing. Okay, back to the bright. Let's have a look at the ultra high and low. Now the ultra high and low, yes, they affect the ultra high and the ultra low, but mainly they affect the mids. They've got this weird kind of mid curve thing going on, which is, you'll know it when you hear it. So let's go ultra high first. So this is off. Maybe we'll do both pickups. I feel like this tone works with both pickups. Let's get that volume back. Let's just crank it a little bit. Get a bit more drive out of it. Ultra high. Heaps of attack, heaps of aggression. And a little bit more noise. Off again. Let's have a look at, and back on. Okay, let's do ultra low. You can see it's changed the mids and the highs. It's added this kind of real subby thing going on. And both of them together, so let's go both off. Now you're starting to get that really clunky, in-your-face, aggressive, slightly scooped Ampeg sound. So let's bring the drive up a little bit and even push it a little bit further, maybe a little bit more low end because there's a bit of low mids in that. Bring this back down. We'll go just to the P-bass pickup. Let's just check the normal channel while we're on this. We'll just take down the bass, a little bit of treble. Let's see what that has to offer. Distorts a little bit differently. Okay, I've got a nylon pick. I couldn't find a harder pick. I am recording this on the Friday, so this is coming out in a few hours once I edit it. So I don't really have time to mess about too much, so that's why I want to get on with it. So we're going this pickup again. Let's hit the bright channel again, and we're going to see how much drive we can get. Just quickly check the DI tone now we've got a pick so you can really hear it. Let's put it back on if it wants to go on. You can hear how much more clank we've got. I'm going to pull these back down a bit, bass up. Hey, we'll keep the ultra high and low on. Let's go. Maybe a bit more bass. Now we've got a pick. Let's drive it a bit more, see how much distortion we can get. Still fairly clean, but the input gain is there to drive it some more, isn't it? Soak back a little bit. This is where we're getting distortion. We'll bring the bass down a touch, maybe a bit more treble. Cool. Let's take the ultra high and low off. Let's just try it here. Yeah, so now we're getting more kind of really aggressive fuzzy bass. That would be cool to blend in with a DI sound for that kind of more aggressive thing. Let's bring back the volume. We're going to chuck ultra light back on ultra low and ultra high. I said ultra high. I guess that is an amalgamation of both words. And let's have a listen to the two different cabs. Way different mid-range, a little punchier, bit kind of smoother in a way. I like this combo. Let's drive it some more. Let's try normal channel and some more treble. That's real sludgy. So let's just see how far we can take it. I'm gonna max these out. Put the ultra high back on. Let's clean up. of the bright. Try the other cab again. Sounds a little bit kind of lo-fi and vintage compared to the 410 115 blend. So that's mainly looking at most of the features. We're going to go put it on the animal track. I've got 2 DIs on that track. So instead of the amps, we're going to use the DI. So what I used during the track was actually my Vox AC50 into a load box and then some Ampeg IRs. I'm just going to turn this down because it's a bit noisy. And then I blended that with DIs. But we're just going to use just the amp. So there's a cleanish and a real kind of dirty sound in the chorus. So I'm going to dial that into the track. And have a look what this can do. So far, for free, this is awesome. For $50, I guess it depends on what you need. What I might do in later point, so let me know in the comments below, is compare a fair few different Ampeg style emulations or different kind of bass amp emulations with different price ranges to see, you know, if it's worth the money. But let's load up Animal. Okay, so now I have this project open, the Animal project, which is just called Animal, it's a song. So what I've done is I've grabbed Ampeg and I've put it on the DIs. Now there's 2 different sounds. There is the chorus, which is like a clean chorusy kind of sound, and then there is like the riff, which is a dirty sound. So we're going to dial in the chorus first. So let's just loop that. Now I do have a little bit of compression, well, a fair amount of compression because bass tends to need a bit of compression. So I'm going to leave the compression on. We might toggle it on and off so you can hear, but this is more about how this sound fits in a mix. So this is what it sounds like with just the compression. It's just DI and the CLA 3A. Do the clean one first. We'll dial that in. Let's just listen to it with a bit of drums. I might just turn it up a little bit. Okay, let's add in this. Okay, it's a little bit anemic. Let's put the bass up a little bit. Then we'll keep ultra low off, maybe. Oh, let's see how we go. Actually like it without the ultra high and low on. I think that's kind of cool. Let's maybe drive it a little bit more. Now I've got micro shift on this in the mix, so let's put that on. And a little bit of Slate. We'll just have a look what Slate's doing. So Slate's doing some compression and stuff too. Okay, so this is just R comp and micro shift. So let's bypass the Ampeg bass. So that's just the DI. This is with Ampeg. I think that's a cool tone, I like it. So now let's go to the next section, and we'll leave that micro shift on. It turns down, it's kind of automated. So now we have a different instance here. I think this can go more aggressive, bright. So let's just do just the bass. Turn the compression off and turn off what's on that master bass track. Okay, it needs a little bit more grit. This is like a distorted part. Compressor back on, and the comp and micro shift. Let's listen to it with drums. Let's turn it off again. So we've given a big shift in tone there. Just put in the whole mix. So let's listen to both of them. I'll pull both of them up. We're just gonna leave this whole section. And we'll bypass them both. So we'll listen to it all the way through. And when it comes back around, I'm going to bypass them both. I'll just turn it up a little bit. It's like way louder than you normally need, but just so you can hear it. So it kind of just sounds a bit weird and boring on that distorted bit. Let's put them back on again. We'll just go to them quickly and bypass. And back on. And start this bypass. And back on. A little bit loud maybe. So that was the Brainworx and Plugin Alliance Ampeg SVT-VR Classic. As I said, you can go grab it online with the code. I think it's Ampeg for free, but I'll put it below as well. It's normally $49.95, but yeah, it's free till February 19th, I believe. So go grab it while it's free. Now, would I pay $50 for it? Possibly. It does sound cool. It does really have that Ampeg vibe. It has a lot of options once you actually dive into it, even though it looks fairly simple with only one channel and stuff. Once you start driving it using the ultra high and low, the two different inputs, you do have a fair amount of sounds, and you can use your own IRs. That said, by themselves, a lot of these plugin alliance, especially the Brainworx stuff, is really expensive. Now, they do have a sign-up thing where you can pay like you do with Slate, where you pay so much a month and you get all these plugins. So as part of that, it'd be really cool, but I don't know if I'd spend $50, or for the Big Brother, I don't know if I'd spend $250 on that. That is really, really expensive for a single amp plugin. That does come with more cabs and such. But regardless, it sounds pretty good. And if you need that Ampeg sound, well, $50 is a lot cheaper than buying yourself an Ampeg and an 8x10 and then miking it. But it's a lot more expensive. So thanks for watching. This has been another Free Plugin Friday, and I'll see you next time.